how you doing today? I know that I look like a hot mess right now, but that's because I'm going to do a review and demo for the Perricone MD No Makeup Foundation Serum and the No Makeup Skincare Bronzer. This is actually the second time I have filmed this because the first time I did it was just going to be like a first impressions review. But then thankfully before I was able to upload that first impressions, my thoughts on this had kind of changed a little bit after I was able to wear it for like a few more days and really, test it out. I thought that was better anyways, simply because this is a $55 foundation. I think the bronzer is like $30 or so, I'd rather do like a full-on review with my real thoughts on it rather than a first impression, just because it is a little bit more of a pricier item. I'm just going to first off talk a little bit about the foundation, and then I will apply it to the face, and then I'll check back in with you guys in a few hours so that way you can see how it wears. So essentially this is just a foundation that is supposed to be like weightless, it's supposed to make you feel like you're not wearing foundation. So it's like the no makeup. It does come in a like little serum type liquid, almost like a medicine applicator, and the directions say that you're just supposed to put a little bit in the palm of your hand and then dot around your face, like 3 on your forehead, on your cheeks, on your chin, whatever, and you're supposed to rub this in with your fingers. That was kind of like the one thing where I was like, ugh, I just really don't like applying things, especially foundation, directly to my face with my hands. I don't know, I just have a weird thing about that because I apply moisturizer with my hands, obviously, but that was one of the things that was hard for me to get over. But after testing out with a couple different ways, even with a beauty blender, stippling brush, and then regular foundation brush, I did find that applying it with my hands gave me the best result. It just made it kind of sink into the skin a little bit better. So I just had to get over it and apply it with my hands anyways, because I feel like that really, like the warmth of your hands probably allowed it to sink into your skin a little bit better and make it look a lot more natural. There is a no foundation and then there's a no foundation serum. This is the serum because this is more meant for people who have oily skin, and then the no foundation is supposed to be more for drier skin type. So lightweight, you guys. It's so lightweight. You literally cannot feel foundation on your face at all. So if it is really hot where you are, which it probably is right now in July, you're not going to feel like you have your foundation like dripping down your neck, which is just not a good look for anyone. So I like that this just feels like your own skin, but it does help kind of even everything out. Now, that being said, it's not going to give you like full coverage. It's not even medium coverage. It's really light coverage. So if you have acne, if you have, cystic acne, especially like big bumps on your face, if you have a lot of redness, anything like that, it's not really going to cover that up. What it mostly does is just kind of even out your skin tone and make everything look like your skin. So it's not going to give you like the same effect that something like Estee Lauder Double Wear or Kat Von D or, the Makeup Forever HD foundation would give. It's not going to give you that like flawless look. It's just going to look like your skin, but better. This does have sunscreen in it. It does have SPF 30, so if you're going to be planning on getting your picture taken or anything like that with flash photography, this probably isn't going to be a good choice because it'll probably give a lot of, what is that called? Flashback, kind of give a white cast on your face. But again, in the summertime, in the daytime, when you want that weightless feel and you still want some sun protection, then this is a good option because it will have at least that 30. And then another thing for this foundation is that I believe, at least on Sephora, it only came in one color, which was light medium. It may come in a medium dark, but I wasn't able to find that on Sephora's website. They may have just been out of stock, I'm not sure. So this only really fits a very small range of people. So I actually ended up buying the bronzer simply because I was thinking that this was probably going to be too light for me, especially with, tanning in the summertime and all of that. So I bought the bronzer for that reason, so that I could darken this up a little bit if I needed to, but also so that I could drop a little bit of this into some of my other foundations that are just a little bit too light for me right now in the summertime. And I have found that this works perfectly for warming up any sort of skin or any sort of foundation that you already have that may be too light for you. So for instance, my Matte Velvet Plus, I love that foundation, but the color that I had was just too light, and any of the darker colors that they offered didn't match my undertone. So it was just getting kind of difficult for me, but I just put a little bit, like maybe 1 to 2 drops of this into the foundation and then applied it to my face, and it worked perfectly. So if you have that same problem where you have like your holy grail foundation but it's just a little bit too light for you, this can definitely help darken those up. Okay, so now that you're up close and personal, you can see that I do have some redness right in here, right in my cheek areas. I already have my eyebrows on. Didn't want to scare you guys that bad, but you know, I do have some redness. I don't really have a lot of acne on my face or a lot of pimples. I don't have to worry about this foundation not being able to cover that. So now I have that right there, and as you can see, it is very, very liquidy. It's really runny. It's very, very thin formula, and that's what's gonna give you kind of that lightweight feeling. So I'm just going to use my hand, and that just kills me doing it. I hate using my hand for foundation, but using my hand to mix it together so that way it kind of gives me my custom color, if you will. And then let's get my hair out of the way. I'm gonna put like 3 drops on my forehead, a couple, and I put another drop in the palm of my hand just because it was kind of drying quickly to my palm, so I need a little bit more. But then you can just take your fingers and make circular motions to just rub it in. And I like to just bring it down like on my neck at least a little bit so it doesn't look like I have a mask on my neck, because that's never cute. And just for good measure, let's see if we can build this up a little bit, because I haven't really tried that. I've just kind of like done my foundation and then like left it at that, but let's just see. So I'm just gonna add, I'm not gonna put the bronzer in it this time, I'm just gonna add a couple more dots to my face and then blend it in. My chair is super squeaky, so if you guys can hear that, I'm sorry. The box that it came with said that this was buildable, but I don't really see it being that buildable just because it is like so thin. But hopefully you can see that my face definitely looks more even. You know, my skin tone definitely looks a lot more even. I don't have as much redness right in here, but it's still, I mean, you can see there's a little bit of a glow right here. You know, I don't have, it still looks like my skin. So hopefully you guys can see that. So then let's go in with the bronzer. Honestly, I am not the biggest fan of the bronzer just yet. I just find it a little bit more difficult than a regular bronzer to work with. I like it better for darkening up than I do for bronzing, but that's just me. So you can see this side in comparison to this side. The good thing about the bronzer though is that it does help cover up any redness that I have on my cheek, so you can still see some redness right in here on my face, but on this side it's a little bit more covered. Oh, and I did forget to mention that it is 1:54, so when I check in with you later, I'll show you the time so you can see how long I actually did wear. So that is the bronzer and the foundation. Let me do the rest of my makeup and then I will be right back. Okay guys, so now that I look human again, I just did obviously the lipstick and then powder, blush, and mascara, and that's it. So I didn't really want to do too much else on the face because I wanted to make sure that the foundation was really what we were focusing on. Also, if you noticed that when I was applying it, I did not use a primer because I know some people do use primers, some people don't. I really wanted to give you guys an idea of how it wears without using anything else. Especially because this is supposed to be lightweight, so it's kind of one of those things where you just want to be able to throw it on with some mascara and maybe some lip balm and then be out the door. So as you can see, my skin does look pretty glowy right now. Once it sets, it does kind of get a little less glowy and more satiny, but I didn't use a highlighter or anything, so this is legit my skin with the no foundation serum. I'm back. Okay, so now it is, let me shut my phone. Can you see that? It's 8:38. So I have the umbrella lighting up now. So if the lighting is a little bit different, that's why, because it's getting a little bit too dark outside to use the natural light. So what I wanted to do is just come on here one time to show you what the foundation actually looks like, how it held up throughout the day. I didn't really do much, to be honest with you, today. I did kind of sit outside a little bit by the pool, didn't like get my face wet or even go into the pool or anything like that. Ran some errands. It was kind of like a chill day, but I mean, this is like 7-8 hours of wear now, and it seriously still looks exactly the same. This is me without blotting. I didn't use like a pressed powder or anything like that. No blotting papers or anything like that. So this is it. And for me to not use a primer, to not blot throughout the day or anything like that, and for it to still look like this is pretty good. You can see that I'm still I'm shiny right in here, and I'm shiny like right on my cheeks. That's where I usually do get the most oily, but it's not bad. I mean, I don't feel like an oil slick or anything like that, so it's not out of control. So ultimately, I would recommend this foundation if you're really trying to cover up some acne, if you're really trying to cover up some redness, like if you have rosacea or anything like that. I don't think you're going to be as happy with this product if you already have pretty even toned skin. See, so you don't feel it on the face. It doesn't feel heavy, so it's nice for the summertime. But if you're trying to get all glammed up to go out, you're doing the full-on smoky eye with the false eyelashes and all of that, I just don't think that this is going to give you the kind of coverage that you're looking for. So just keep that in mind. For a summertime foundation, I would give this an A for sure, especially for the longevity of the wear time on it. I think it's amazing. I mean, the fact that my face still looks presentable after 7-8 hours of wear says a lot for a foundation. That is all. I hope you guys found this helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.